can be only one podcast that may be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
And I'm back, baby. A long time away.
You are back. Where have you been?
Working.
It's about time.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing.
You just work now?
Between now and Thanksgiving, I'm off 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. I'm managing 2 stores.
Two stores?
Yeah.
And so for any aspiring
At zero extra pay.
for any aspiring pharmacists, what would you tell them?
Don't do it. Run.
Like everyone in Shreveport
Google
did?
search Pharmageddon and see what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, there was the CVS strike, right? The walk-off.
Still going on.
Still going on.
It's not in our area, but there are some changes coming. They promise, and
they promise.
2 weeks, we'll have some meeting about it.
Okay.
They're not saying it's related to the strikes, but
it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Because the few things they've said are all related to the strikes.
Yeah. When people start striking, I mean, you've got one of the worst images, and that's saying something because there's not like there's a good pharmacy out there that's trying to steal everyone away.
They've pretty much killed all the independent guys for the most part.
Yeah.
And so it's just the big guys left, and
they've totally mismanaged things.
They've been tight. I know it's not on the subject or our topic.
We're talking about the topic.
But I mean, it's just like I've seen them run off customers left and right.
Yeah.
And stores that I work at now, the store I'm currently working at, it's half as busy as it used to be. They could have kept all these customers all these years with minimal input.
Wow.
Maybe an extra $1,000 a week of salary to employees to have more staff, and they could be killing it. But I
heard it's not just the pharmacists, but the pharmacy techs they're screwing up with too.
Oh yeah,
and losing a ton of them too. So I mean, it's just like from top to bottom. There's not one thing they're doing correct these days.
Yeah.
It's just they're messing up and screwing over the customer, the pharmacy techs, the pharmacists, everyone. Everything's mismanaged.
It's the big chains are buying the insurance companies, and so there's not really. It kind of leaves no choice.
Oh,
it's taking away lots of choice and ability to have choices, and when you don't have that, then you don't really have competition, and if you don't have competition, then
get lazy.
Yeah, they get lazy, and they try to squeeze everything they can.
Man, oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible situation. So there you have it. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you next time. So a month ago, you wanted to talk about a movie
the best movie of the year.
You loved. Did you see this in theaters, by the way?
No, I wish I had. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
I'm kicking myself.
We both watched it. I had no intention to do a podcast on it. And you said, have you seen it? And I said, yes. You went, do you want to do a podcast on it? I said,
I'm a fan of the series. I'm a fan of the series because I've been reading the books for years, probably 20 years.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk. It's the Meg 2 is what you want to talk about. The Trench.
First off, has nothing to do with the book whatsoever.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. So the first book, the first movie. The first movie is good. It's a fun movie. Everyone loved it.
And I was very little to do with the book.
I was excited to see the second one. In fact, we were supposed to see it in theaters, but things got too crazy over the summer.
I wasn't excited because I heard bad reviews. I was like, oh no, they just messed it up.
Well, I didn't believe the bad reviews. I thought, okay, it's 2 great white sharks instead of one in the same action. Oh well, if they can give us some good scenes, I'll forgive it. Oh. You just didn't understand the awesomeness. Dude, the movie told you what it was at the very beginning. It opens up I got it.
With characteristic, not with the characters at all, Jason Statham action sequence. It's like this does not belong in this movie, but hey.
Nothing of that belonged in the movie.
But it's fun. I like Jason Statham action sequences. Those are fun.
My wife was confused the entire time.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
You don't know there is no plot. In fact, you need to forget about the plot or you're going to get mad.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Because they're really
I don't even know
nothing.
You're focusing on that.
Nothing makes sense. Absolutely.
No, it all makes sense.
No, it does not. because it's not Jurassic Park, it's Jurassic World. That's how bad it is. Jurassic World meets the Meg.
Hey, don't
Not Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, I mean, it has some
does
decency.
not reach these heights.
Jurassic World 3
The movie,
meets
the movie really. I was like, okay, I am turning my brain into a different position, and this is just
yeah,
gonna be
it's
the best
called
thing I've ever
off.
seen. No,
the
no.
off position.
No,
it's terrible.
when they go down to the Mariana Trench,
Yeah.
bottom of the ocean,
yeah.
and they're going to show you hey, it's very dangerous here. And what happens? Decompression. You get a scene, graphic sequence of decompression, just crushing this woman's skull.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, oh my goodness, that's this is very very rough stuff. And what do we do less than 10 minutes later? Oh, we're kind of trapped in one area, and we need to get to that area over there. And the only way to do that is to walk across the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and we don't have a suit. Oh, that's okay. All you got to do is breathe out your nose, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Oh, it was.
That's the thing.
But he had a deviated septum, so that means he could survive walking along the bottom of the Mariana
Here's
Trench,
the deal.
holding his breath.
They shouldn't have let the riders back. They should have just let them go hungry and gotten new
Did they
riders.
have riders? I don't think they did.
I don't even know if they. This is something. I bet you. I would not
No
be surprised.
movie was brave enough to ever do that Mariana Trench walk.
I bet
ever.
this was AI at its best. AI wrote this script and said, "What do
What
morons
does Bruce want
like?"
to watch in a movie?
I mean, I even forgave it when I saw the trailer of Jason Statham on the jet ski with the samurai sword. I was like, okay,
forgive? That was a selling point.
I didn't mind it. Well, I thought that was part of the reason why I got the bad reviews. Because he's going to kill someone with a samurai, kill a shark with a samurai sword. I was like, I don't
He
care
didn't
about
need
it.
a samurai sword. When he walked past that helicopter blade, I was like, "Oh my God, they're going there," and they did.
From the writers of Fast and Furious 12.
No. The writers had seen too many animes and just wanted Jason Statham with a giant sword. Oh my goodness, I just when he was walking past that, I started cackling.
Yeah,
like, this is the greatest movie ever made.
Spoilers, but not that you should watch this ever. But one of the sharks die from a helicopter blade. Now, when I say that, you're thinking, oh, a helicopter crashed into a megalodon, or Jason Statham threw shot a helicopter through on a kamikaze dive.
The megalodons brought down the helicopter.
The helicopter's already dead. The blade is resting on some of the rocks. All Jason Statham has to do is lift the blade as the shark is going to bite him. And
Slightly disappointed he didn't wield it like a sword. But I was
you
happy
know
with
what?
They did.
You give him one more reshoot, and that's what would have happened.
It was so good. I can't believe you didn't like it. Annabelle hated it, but all the kids, all the boys liked it.
She has something called taste. You lost yours during COVID, and not your physical taste.
Oh my
Your
goodness.
taste in movies have done
It was
you wrong.
So good. Highly recommend The Meg.
No,
to The Trench.
no, please. And then Megan was like, "What are those? The dinosaur fish? Remember those that he comes
I
across?"
have no idea what they were.
Yeah, you don't know.
And they make no sense.
But they're dinosaur fish. Why I say that, they're these like dinosaur piranha-like fish
For
people.
some reason that these creatures that evolved on the bottom of the Mariana Trench can walk on land and breathe air. But we're not going to go there. We're just going to accept it. They were cool.
But they're raptors. They're sea raptors is what they are, because this has got to be and that the guy's trying to train the megalodon by hitting the little button, the little ding button.
Yeah.
That never works. That's what's his face with the raptors trying to do the whistle and the oh no, I forgot.
And just to let you know how much the movie ties into the books, that character, it was the brother of the girl from the first movie, and he died in the first chapter of the first book.
He should have died in the first movie too. But yeah, it's just so terrible. Megan the whole time was like, I don't understand, but why? I said, I don't know. At first, the movie starts off okay because they're going to investigate the trench. I was like, okay, that's where the other megalodons are. I got it. But now no, there's like it's Godzilla and the King of Monsters and all these other things come out too, because it's a giant squid. It's or was that an octopus? I can't remember. Was it a squid or an octopus?
It was a squid.
It was a squid, giant squid. There's two sharks. There's the dinosaur shark, the dinosaur mini fish sharks. Is there something else that comes out too? I can't remember.
Those three.
Okay, but there's like pure chaos everywhere going on, and I don't know.
And really, the dinosaur creature things, made no sense. I have no idea where they came from.
It's so.
But they were fun. The movie needed them. They had to be there.
But then you have to have, at the very end, everyone's got their one-liners as they're sitting on the beach and the hard rock song, anthem is playing as they're exiting, as it's panning away to the credits. And the whole time you're thinking, wow, I was happy we didn't spend money on it. But even with the poor reviews and the trailer, I was willing to go. I was like, that looks interesting. But they were trying to think, hey, this is going to be cult classic one day.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
No,
so
it won't.
I'm telling you. I promise. This movie will be
flash in the pan. It is gone and forgotten by next year.
Nope. I'm telling you, this has got.
No one will know.
This will be.
They'll
like,
say, "Wait, did they make a sequel?
Show.
Did they make a sequel to this? I think they did. I don't remember." That's what people are going to say.
And
since there is no Blockbuster to go check and see, no one's going to type in Meg 2. It says people also liked, and Meg 2 will not be in that.
We're putting money on this. We're going to put money on this bet.
No. Troll 2 has that position. No one else will be that Troll 2, no matter how hard they try, and they tried pretty hard. So. I did not know these were made of novels. You have read the novels, correct? Tell us a little bit something about the Meg, the novel, because I know Meg 2 is. I bet it's not called Meg 2, is it?
No, the second one was just called The Trench.
Okay.
It doesn't focus.
I bet it's better.
Oh yeah,
than the movie.
It's good. I mean,
shocking!
I do enjoy the novel series. The movies have really nothing to do with them other than character names.
Oh really? You don't say. This is terrible. Okay, so tell me about the first one. When was this written, by the way? Was this something back in the 80s or something?
No, the first novel I think came out in the late 90s.
Right. So this is supposed to be the new version of Jaws, I'm imagining.
Yeah, it was when Jurassic Shark is how it was kind of.
Got it. No,
I remember walking.
That makes sense. Jurassic Park, Jaws. You combine the two. Yeah.
I mean, I got it because I was walking in the book section of Walmart,
Shut up.
And I saw the cover. The cover is the megalodon eating the Tyrannosaurus, which they have that in the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
there's a flashback.
Yeah,
we forgot about that. There's a flashback where it shows the prehistoric days.
That's the opening sequence of the novel.
The
first novel.
Okay. But that's what the cover is.
The cover.
Hold on, I need to look at this cover.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
That was the cover, and I saw that, and it was Jurassic Park meets Jaws.
And that one is called The Meg, right?
The Meg. Steve Alten. And
I
gotta read that.
Yeah, it just says Meg, and it has blood, a T-Rex screaming with his head barely above water, and then the shark just like tearing into him.
And tell me you're not going to read that novel. Well, I did. And then
you said yes, please.
Oh, I know. And then I
Whatever
researched
this
it.
is.
And at that time, the second book had already come out, so I went and got that. And then I had to wait just as the series grew past then.
So the second one is called the
Trench.
The Trench, and this one, does it still have Meg in it?
Oh yeah, the movies didn't set it up as to why that Oceanic Research Center where the Meg is living at the beginning of The Trench, the movie.
Okay.
Meg 2, they have the shark in captivity. That's all set up in the first novel. They didn't do any of that in the first movie. They just kind of have a couple lines of dialogue in the movie to do it. But I'm fine with that because I already knew. Because at the end of the first novel, they killed the shark, but they found that it had a baby. They captured it because it was still small, and
Right.
it grew up in captivity. Second novel, of course, it escapes. Swims down to the trench. There's an evil billionaire that has a research facility down there that they go, and there's hijinks ensue. But the whole second book takes place in the bottom of the ocean, in the Mariana Trench.
That's good. I like that.
And you get other creatures like the giant squid, not these weird dinosaur things. Of course, the other novels bring in more prehistoric creatures that have been living down there. There's a really fun one called Hell's Aquarium, where these rich Middle Eastern guys are trying to set up the world's greatest aquarium, basically, with all these extinct creatures in captivity, it's a fun series. If you like Jurassic Park, you would like the Meg.
So I'm looking at this, and it looks like there are 7.
Another one
There
coming.
is Trench is the second one. Primal Waters
Yes,
I didn't know this was a whole series. I'm shocked. Hell's Aquarium,
that's what I just mentioned.
and then Night Stalkers, and then Generation. Of course, there's one called Generations, and then the newest one coming out is Purgatory. Is that correct?
Yes. And there's
Yeah,
also
Purgatory.
a side series that connects to it called The Lock about the Loch Ness
Loch.
Monster.
No.
That one gets weird because that series brings in aliens and time travel.
Okay.
I'm glad they didn't actually do that in the novels, but it has the same characters, is related. But,
Oh, the same people who are investigating the Meg investigate the Loch Ness Monster?
no, it's not the same people investigating. It's like the person that was involved with the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Then is now teamed up with Jonas.
Oh, one of the characters
Yes.
comes over.
But that movie, that series
Was the Loch Ness the first one?
The Loch came out probably about the same time as the Meg. But it's only got like 2 books in the series.
Wow, this series has been selling. Did the movies revive this series? Is that what happened?
Not that he hasn't really come out with much since. I
Or
don't
is
think
he-
he's come out with any more new novels since then, other than announcing.
So the Purgatory is the newest
He says
one.
that will be the last one. So
Book 7's it then.
yeah,
Okay. But he has rights probably signed. Oh, they probably love this. So that means I doubt the Trench did good in theaters.
no, it globally.
It made
did.
money?
Oh, globally, yeah.
Oh, crap. We're going to get Primal
It's
Waters
only these
then.
stupid Americans like yourself. that
We're
don't
going to
like good
get
movies.
Primal Waters next.
Oh, I
then.
hope so. I really want Hell's Aquarium. That was probably my favorite one.
Hell's Aquarium, then Night Stalkers, then Generations, then Purgatory. I did not know these were books. Now I have to wonder if my Meg wants to read these. Huh. When does the last book come out?
Supposedly next year, but it's been delayed a lot.
No, I do not want the movie collection. I want the book collection. Hold on. Novel collection. It says movies? Why would I want Meg 2 ever? But you like these. These are really good.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed the book series.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Did not know this was a book series. Very shocked by this.
If you go back to some of our earliest episodes, I talked about it.
You did? I just
Yes.
don't remember. Must
Before
have
the
phased
movie
out.
was even a thing.
Oh, so you liked it before. It was cool, but you thought it was cool before anyone else thought it was
yeah.
cool. There you go. Are they going to make the Lock now? Now that the Megs is an international best movie seller, is he selling out the Loch Ness Monster? That would sell.
I'm sure he would love
You
to
know
sell
what?
all of his book rights.
I know they've made movies about a Loch Ness Monster, but I don't know any of them off the top of my head. Why don't they make a Loch Ness Monster movie?
And that's Loch Ness was a big deal when we were kids, but there really hasn't been much for the current generation. That's kind of sad.
That kind of legend. But they've done everything.
Bigfoot gets all the publicity, but Loch Ness is way cooler.
Yeah, Bigfoot is everywhere. I don't care about Bigfoot. I want a Loch Ness. All right. So anyway, all right. So there you go. Meg 2, avoid unless you're watching the movie. The novel. If you're reading the novel, then go ahead and read the novels. No, I will not promote that movie. All right. So there's a few other movies we're going to talk about here. And the first one is, you told my wife about this one. Spirit Halloween is a stupid Halloween store that pops up everywhere across the nation in the U.S. where people go and get their overpriced, cheap,
Very overpriced.
overpriced, extremely cheaply made costumes.
It's the same costumes you can get at the Walmart and stuff, but it's like twice
Double the price, yeah.
No,
Double the price.
Literally, because I could not find the one my son wanted in any of the regular places, so I wound up having to go to Spirit Halloween and paid literally twice what I could have. I could have ordered it from Walmart.com, but it wouldn't have
Wouldn't have made it in
gotten
time.
here.
So for all the parents
I
who
drove
are,
my feet 2 days too long, and now I had to shell out the money.
Yep, if you're too late, you have to get the money there. That's where they make their money. That's the last minute shopping for people. And the thing is, it's not very inventive, but if they had higher quality stuff and unique uniforms that you couldn't find anywhere else.
Oh, it's the same crap.
That would be something different, but it's the same garbage you can find anywhere, and it's garbage. And they don't have a 50% off on the last day.
No. They have to wait till the first when they're closing it up.
Oh, do they do 50% off then? Maybe. But then at 50% off, you're buying it at regular price.
And the thing is that past years, my big complaint this year when I went to go was usually they would have a lot of cheap weapons and stuff that the kids loved.
Oh, yeah, I get the weapons.
I didn't see any of that at the store.
Oh, they swipe that stuff up then.
But,
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a little sword.
I was
Those
able
are
to
some
get,
nice weapons.
Yeah,
For half the price.
Shield swords in the past. Really nice Link and sword and shield. Some of those were way better than the costumes, and the kids played with them for years.
Yeah, they didn't have them.
Didn't have any. It's all crap.
They say they just give the crap out. They want you to take the crap away. Anyway, all right. So this crappy store had a crappy movie called Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yes.
And the
came out last year.
The poster looks awful. Everything looks cheap. It screams
cheap.
It was done on the cheap. It's a hour and a half commercial for Spirit Halloween. I even noticed that the older sister's wearing Spirit Halloween pants. I didn't notice that till halfway in. But I mean, you flaunt it. So you flaunt all your stuff. You hire someone to write a hack script. You hire a billion first-time actors, and then you get one person for a bargain. Who's your bargain bin actor that you can put on the cover? Christopher Lloyd. Good on them. Good on them. Christopher Lloyd, as I calculate, was 83 when this was made.
He looked 1,000.
He looked 90. But he's Christopher Lloyd, and the opening scene with him is really funny. And then after that, it's basically just his voice. So they didn't break the man by putting him in this movie. But I was scared when I saw him. I was like, oh man, he is so.
I was more worried about him than what was the last movie? Nobody. He was like,
yeah. He looked more steady in Nobody than he does now. Now, I love him. I love Christopher Lloyd. I love that he's still doing movies. I love that he wants to do movies.
Yes.
I love him. I'd put him in a movie if he wanted to be in a movie. I'm not knocking it, but I'm scared. He's very brittle.
Yes.
Please don't hurt him.
Looking it.
Yeah, he's looking it. But he's still got the acting chops. He knew
he didn't fall in his performance.
He knew this is my paycheck, but I'm going to earn it. And bravo to him.
Well, he's done so many cheap things. I think he just like, this is my job. I'm going to work my best.
I'm not in high demand, and if I can do a scene here and there and just have fun. He's doing it for the love of it, really.
And he always puts on
he always puts together a great performance too. He gives you 100% at bargain prices. He gives you 100%, which I love him. But he's an old man who dies in 1945. He's closing down an orphanage, but the person in charge of the orphanage is a witch. Casts a spell that kills him, but releases his spirit. They, of course, build a Spirit Halloween store on top of his grave site, of course. And then every year at Halloween from 11 p.m. to midnight, his spirit roams free and is inside the store and wants to possess someone. He can possess any of the animatronics, which is really smart. Makes your animatronics really creepy, and you can use those. And then he's trying to possess a child. Well, he can't find any children because there's no one there at night. But thankfully for him, 3 idiots who I didn't like the premise of the story. These are kids that are getting to that year where they realize they're getting too old for trick-or-treating. 2 of them are. One of them still wants to trick or treat. He doesn't want to let go of his childhood. I like that idea.
Yeah.
It's like someone came up with a good premise, but if they only could hire someone who could write, is the only thing.
It is a dumb kids movie. I thought it was fun. My kids enjoyed it. It's Goosebumps. It is basically a long episode of Goosebumps.
It is written by some 50-year-old that has no idea how kids talk. Booyah! Because back in his day, they said booyah. So it must be something that kids say today is booyah. I mean, it doesn't take much to just get a kid in there and say, hey, kid, look at the script. What would you say? But they spend the night in a Halloween store, and they're trying to make connections. They have the main kid has a tragedy. His dad died. Halloween was special to him. That's great, but you didn't sell it. Everything's just garbage. Even they even used the little mock houses. That was the shed.
Yeah.
It was one of their Halloween. So all the props, everything. In fact, when they're decorating for Halloween, guess what? It's all Spirit Halloween stuff. I get it. It's your movie. Hawk it. Hawk your stuff. Hawk your wares. But I'll be honest, it got me. I love Christopher Reeve's scene at the beginning. And by the way, you were right. It rings like Goosebumps. If you're an old fan of the old 90s Goosebumps, this is right up your alley. Same budget, everything.
A lot of Goosebumps in the last 20 years.
But there's a great joke in here where Christopher Lloyd is trying to pound down the door, but he's in a teddy bear costume, and he realizes the fluff ain't getting him anywhere. He's like, I need something harder. And so then he gets this big, bad, acid tripping looking clown that has a hand for a mallet and another hand is a buzzsaw. And he just blows apart the door and goes, yeah! And it's Christopher Lloyd going, yeah! Now I'll get you! But they've escaped down into a cellar, and he needs hands to pull the cellar door open. But he has a buzzsaw and a hammer. He goes, no, I need hands! I thought that was so funny that he keeps having to switch. And then he gets into the creepiest costume of them all, or the animatronic of them all, which they actually burned one on set. And you get to see the plastic melting off, which is freaky. And when they sped him up a little bit, to make him look a little bit creepier, they did a good job. So it's a cheap movie. It's obviously trying to sell you on Spirit Halloween because the kids are so excited to be in Spirit, and this is the coolest thing ever. And there's like a 2-minute montage where they're looking at every different costume and thing going, yeah, and giving high fives because they're so cool because they just saw this at Spirit. They're just looking at the toy section, the sword section. And I mean, hey, now hold on. Let me just let you know. If we're in a Spirit, I'm definitely playing with the swords and the mouse, and I'm definitely doing what they did.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. That's what you do. All right? But they're eating the candy, but they don't really have Spirit candy, so they got to hide what the candy looks like. But they're saying, look at all the fun things you can buy and do and be and get at Spirit Halloween. I get it. It is what it is. But if you're a kid of the 90s who loved Goosebumps growing up, if you want something for your kids that's not, it has a little bit of scary at the end.
It's not too bad. But
it's not bad. It's not super scary. Kids can watch this.
It's a scary movie.
Kids can watch this. It has a happy ending, don't worry. And then it has a stinger. Who knew? I'm going to keep that stinger a secret because I thought, what? And by the way, I have no idea what the ending means. It was so confusing. But that the old grandma has something, that's nice. But it's okay. It's okay. So you're the one that saw it. Megan could not, my wife could not wait to watch this. That is the number one movie she wanted to watch when we got home. She thought it was a movie for us. I said, it's for kids. And she's watching it and she's realizing, oh, it's just for kids. And then she gets on her phone. But then I can't stop watching it because Christopher Lloyd's giving an A+ performance, even in his voice. Even lending his voice, he's really funny. And when the girl gets possessed, it's okay. That's pretty good. They gave her some wild contact eyes and, had her do a few things. But, you just move through the motions because they got to stay inside the store. And that's when she's making everything that they couldn't fit into the movie come to life. So you can see every item that they sell at Spirit, except for anything with an IP. They couldn't show that. Anything's only exclusive to Spirit. So if you're looking for Nightmare Before Christmas section, that is oddly missing. If you're looking for the Mario Brothers section, that's missing too. The Fortnite section, that's not there either because they can't show any IPs. They can only show their Spirit Halloween stuff. But good for them. If you're going to make a movie, you could do worse. I'll say that. So not a bad suggestion for your post. It's not even Halloween now by the time this thing comes out. But
just catalog it, remember it. A few years down the line, your girls will be old enough to watch it.
For next year, watch it. Or if you're just someone who loves watching Halloween movies at any time during Christmas, then go ahead. It's not bad. Like I said, at least Christopher Lloyd's performance in the first few minutes, I just love seeing him. And when the witch casts a spell and he goes, oh, I was like, I knew he was faking dying. And then when he actually dies, I was like, that's really good. Look at him. 114, and he's still doing movies. All right. We'll stop it there. We'll come back. We got some more reviews we're going to do, but we'll wait till next week. And we'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.